Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to Talk That Tech, the
Number one tech morning show in the world. Good morning.
good morning. And we're so glad to have you rocking with us on this first Monday morning in February. Black History Month is here. So we are definitely excited to have you with us. Normally, we would have a segment dedicated to Black History Month. So we are excited just to talk about all the different individuals who have contributed over the span of time in regards to this history. But before we do that, we got some housekeeping stuff to take care of. We got, to remind you, if you are new to the show, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And if you have been here for a while and haven't done any of those things, it's a good time to start. That way, it helps to push our content out and to get more eyeballs on it to help us to grow the show and do other things as well. So definitely, if you can, go ahead and do that as well. This is a call-in show, so feel free to call into the show and let us know where you're tuning in from. We definitely appreciate it. And thank you so much, man. Thank you so much, everybody, man, woman, and child, for dropping in on the show. But first and foremost, how you doing, brother? Everything well?
Everything is going pretty good, man. Weekend was pretty solid. I saw what was that? Coco Golf beat number one in some tennis. She was number two, and it was a German lady. I forgot her name, but she can hit pretty hard. But yeah, Coco Golf ended up winning that. Um, I saw a boxer actually get his wig split,
Ooh,
like literally the toupee came off, big. He had his toupee peeled back and had to explain. He ended up winning the fight, which, I mean, I don't know how you lose after something like that happens on a big stage. So yeah,
wow.
he had to win that. But that was just that took me out because you never seen anything like that in real life,
Yeah,
and so you hear people talk about it. I'm gonna peel your cap back. I'm gonna split you with all that kind of stuff, and then yeah, it actually happened. If you want to see that, that was Jarrell Miller, by the way. But yeah, man, it was pretty crazy. Anyway, outside of that, church on Sunday, had a great time, and yeah, we here, man. We here.
all right, awesome,
How was your
awesome. Love to
weekend,
hear
man?
it. Yeah, man, my weekend, it was good. It was good overall. You could say a status quo kind of weekend. And just
Mm-hmm.
kind of just chilling, really with the family and getting some things done and definitely appreciate it. What up? Before I go in, what up, Zombie Ghost 223? Yo, welcome to the show.
What's
If you don't
happening?
know, if you
What's
get
happening?
what's happening. If you don't know, if you do comment in the section with things that are shareable, because some people be wild not in the comment section with all sorts of stuff, we will shout you out. We will shout you out at the end and give you a shout out as well. So definitely comment. We appreciate you, Zombie Ghost. We doing good, man. We're doing good. We're doing good.
Doing well.
We're rocking on this Monday morning and enjoying it.
Can't
It is still
complain.
cold in my neck of the woods, though. I'm not gonna lie. The snow has become ice. If you try
Mm,
to drive over that thing, it'll tear up your bottom car. So
mm.
so yeah, it's just rough out there. But overall, man, it was a good weekend. We had a little bit of flurries on Sunday, but it was chill besides that. And we just chilled at home for the most part overall. But I had to run and do some errands on Saturday, and it was good. I cannot complain. I cannot complain at all. Cannot complain at all. Well, listen here. What we're going to do is if you guys like anything that we are talking about in this show, I dropped the link already, but this is a call in show. So feel free to call in, click that link. You don't have to show your face, but we definitely want to hear from you on any of the topics that we talk about today. Normally, we would kind of go to somebody in the blast from the past when it's talking about a person that's made some marks or historical marks in their space, but we're actually do somebody pretty young actually compared to the people that we normally would talk about. And then we're also going to talk a little bit about what's happening with these AI chips, the scarcity market, how is it affecting you as a consumer. All these things we'll tap in and talk about more. But let's get into the first one. I'm going to pass it over to Trey to share more about this almost $1 billion deal for someone who's a content creator that is actually one of the latest innovations when it comes to the creator market and tech. So I'm gonna pass it over to you, brother.
Yeah, man. Y'all, excuse me, my voice, man. But yes, $975 million deal. Khaby Lame, okay, Khaby Lame. But he's the one who turned his brand, or the AI version of his brand, into a $975 million deal. Um, this is one of the first of its kinds when it comes to this size of a deal. You know, we've seen AI deals happen. There are AI influencers who are making millions of dollars, right? But they started off not real. This guy is actually a real person, right? And he has now turned his real brand and was able to parlay his AI brand into a almost $1 billion deal. And so we're going to talk about that really quick. Now, if you don't know who Khaby Lame is, he is TikTok's most followed creator. All right. Now he has a $1 billion deal. Now it's an all stock deal that gives a Hong Kong holding company broad control over his actual brand. And they have permission to build an AI digital twin of him and, you know, do what they want with it. Partnership deals, brand deals, all of these things. And we're going to get into that. So it's not just a creator partnership. All right. This is one of the first real big tests to see how someone can scale influence using AI on the grand scale, right? So, again, how old is Khaby Lame? All right, he's 25 years old. On TikTok, he has 160 million followers, and then 360 million across all platforms. So, very, very huge. All right, and now the company that was being valued is Khaby's holding company, right? Which it holds his IP and his commercial rights, and it's called Step Distinctive Limited. Now, the deal, like I said, is $975 million, and it's all stock, right? And so the partner, which is Rich Sparkle Holdings, which is a NASDAQ listed company based in Hong Kong, right? So it's something that you probably want to keep an eye on, because if this goes well, you know they're going to do it again and again and again, and that stock is going to probably do numbers. Now, here's what Rich Sparkle gets, right, in the deal. They get exclusive global rights to operate Khaby's brand. They get TikTok Shop and live stream commerce. You know they can do numbers on there, because if you don't know, over in China, live shopping is like through the roof. Like, I know y'all see it over here in the US on TikTok, but over there, like, they really do it. Okay. All you gotta do is go look up the numbers. They get it in. And then they also get brand partnerships and licensing. They have, and then lastly, they have product lines and global monetization. So they have a pretty full suite when it comes to what they can do with his brand to make that money back or more. Now, what Khaby gets to keep in this deal is major shareholder position, right? Remember, it's 100% all stock, and then long-term control of his core entity and the personal brand direction. So he's not going to let him go all the way in the deep end using his brand. So he gets to keep that. Now, when it comes to the AI digital twin strategy here, all right. So as a part of the deal, Khaby approved use of his Face ID, his Voice ID, and behavioral models. Okay, so that's gestures, expressions, reactions, and here's what all the AI twin can actually do. They can mimic his signature reactions and physical comedy. All right, cool. They get to generate content and host live streams. They get to operate in multiple languages. So again, global brand is what they're trying to do here. And not like he's not a global brand already with over 300 million followers across different platforms, but even more. And then they get to run that across different time zones nonstop. Okay, so they're turning Khaby's persona into a 24/7 multicultural content, multilingual content and commerce engine without requiring him to actually physically be present at all, which, you know, if you don't know, this is definitely already happening. And this is just, he's getting paid for it on a big scale really quick, or versus what some of these other people are doing. And so y'all, if you wondering still like, yo, why in the world is it $975 million though? All right, it's because Rich Sparkle is claiming that fully monetizing Khaby's audience, like using both the human him and the AI twin, it could generate up to $4 billion annually in sales. So every year, $4 billion is what they're saying his brand could be when it comes to e-commerce, live stream shopping, brand deals, licensing. And I mean, basically they're getting a steal. Like, hey, we can give you $1 billion deal, but we're gonna get 4 billion every year. Like that's a good return. All right. So basically, the other reason that this works for him and maybe not others is when you actually pay attention to his content. I know we have it playing right now, right? Joseph is playing it right now. When you're paying attention to his content is mostly wordless. Like he doesn't actually really say words. It's reactions, it's facial expressions, all of these things. And so you have that, and then you have the reaction-based humor, which is already global. You know, facial expressions aren't just in one place. And then you have the AI thing where it's going to be able to scale him with what he already does naturally. So it's pretty crazy on a bigger context, right? We already know how big the creator economy right now is at $250 billion. And it's going to be double that by 2027. It's not going anywhere. It's going to be crazy. And so, yeah, I mean, this is pretty interesting. If this works, y'all, we're going to be able to see this in other spaces, right? Like similar deals with other top creators, athletes, entertainers, and they're all going to have these holding companies, which owning the operating rights, while humans get to keep the equity and the brand authority. So again, I'd like to see where this goes, you know, and if you want to see like what that would actually look like with what I just said, with the human getting to keep the equity and brand authority, while the other things is the operating rights, that, you know, all of that, the human Khaby, what we'll see realistically from him, the major appearances at real events, creative direction, brand positioning, and then cultural relevance. And then the AI Khaby running continuous TikTok shop live streams, speaking in multiple languages, testing products and promotion, and then like handling those basic fan and customer interactions. So yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting to see what, you know, what happens when it comes to fans and all of that. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, $1 billion deal done right now using AI. What do y'all think about this?
Yeah, what do you think about this, man? This is a very interesting story. We kind of talked about this a little bit last week when we were talking about the movies and how the AI is kind of progressing in such a fast way that soon enough we're going to see people set up their rights to, and basically said, hey, just use it. And this is actually very interesting that we're actually getting to that placing right now. But the link has been dropped. If you want to call in to talk about this topic, you definitely can. As you can see here, the link is below. But yeah, while you guys are sharing your thoughts on this particular story, I just wanted to share a few things as well. Like just looking back at it, like when we talked about this in general last week about how this is coming down, when you see someone make nearly almost $1 billion with a valuation of 6 billion or so, it's definitely interesting. Well, we got OTT on the building. OTT on the building. Please, peace and blessings, brother. And let me know if you want to jump in. We got somebody on the line who wants to share their thoughts on this. Go ahead. It's Zombie Ghost. Share your thoughts on this story.
Yo, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. How you doing?
What's up? So I was the one who was talking about like my mom left some marks and stuff, you know.
But what about
Sorry to
what
hear that.
about Khaby?
Yeah, did you get a chance to hear the story about Khaby?
Wait, what? I didn't.
Oh, the story about Khaby.
I was currently trying to sign in. My bad.
Okay, no problem.
All
No problem.
good.
How about this? Come back. If you have any thoughts on it, we're gonna talk a little bit about it, and you can jump on. Okay. Yeah, if you get a chance to hear about it. Okay. I'm gonna take you off for now, but if you have any thoughts, feel free to come back and share. Okay. All right. I appreciate it. So yeah, we talking about the story. 25 years old when he did this. 25 years old, 160 million TikTok followers, but 316 million. He got 1 million followers per day. That's insane. In regards to his following. So he has a large reach, and he was able from that to be able to now leverage that into almost $1 billion deal. I mean, obviously he's the number one when it comes to followers and things of that nature online, period. So when you think about that and how one person is able to leverage that much, like you said, this is an experiment. You're going to start seeing a lot more people with AI digital twins just doing things for them while they're sitting back pretty and starting to collect more brand deals, more and more brand deals. So yeah, that's gonna be very interesting. How you doing? How you doing, Prof Dad? How you doing? So
What's going
yeah,
on
very
now?
very interesting.
And bro, I didn't mention it earlier, but like I'll be honest, this guy is not in my algorithm, right? Like it's not what I normally look at. It's normally business and tech stuff, AI stuff, which is why it then popped into my algorithm. So I've seen like maybe one of his skits before, but not like I don't watch it. Now it popped in because of this business piece, and that's why we're talking about it here. And I'm sure somebody is thinking like, well, it's an all stock deal, like he ain't really got the money. And so you're like halfway right? Like he's on paper, he's almost a billionaire.
Yeah.
But this is not anything different than any of the big tech CEOs and what they do, right? Most of the time, I mean, you've seen it where the owner might get paid $1 or, it's all stock. And then what they end up doing is they're able to get loans from the bank based off of what they have in the stock. And so, trust me, he can still get some cash. He can still get a big bag just from being able to have this 100% all stock deal. And so I just wanted to make sure people knew that for sure.
Yeah. So it's not in cash, right? But still, the option is insane. Right? It's just like, but it's and this is a question for the chat. The future, right? The future of in regards to this economy, like you said also too, when it comes to selling products online, when it comes in China, it's like a huge thing. We actually had to talk about that last year sometime. We were talking about TikTok shops, right? And how it's been taken over in the sense of there's actually storefronts where people are setting up multiple different booths, so they're selling the different products. And soon enough later, we were talking about how that's going to be like almost standard in a lot of ways, where they're going to have these places set up. People could come in, they could work a couple hours selling products, and that's how they're making their money.
Yeah.
So
your local corner store.
Yeah, your local corner
store in
the back. Exactly. But what you're saying, Trey, was like that is to the 10th power already in China. And so what they're basically looking to do, for anybody who's just catching this, they're looking to see how much can we leverage his brand in order to sell products at the end of the day. So yeah, this is very, very interesting. And it's something that I definitely would encourage everybody to keep an eye on, especially because TikTok, I think, or not I think I know, they allowed everybody to be live. Remember back in the day, only certain people could be live. You had a certain amount of following and things of that nature. Not everybody could be live, and everybody could build a brand, and they could build. I mean, the way he did it was different.
Ah,
And let's talk about that for a second. The way how he built his brand and his content. Ozami Ghost, put in the chat if you're ready to talk about the topic. Just let me know, and then I'll bring you on. But in regards to just the way he was able to do it, like you mentioned, he's not using any words. He's Senegalese Italian, according to Google and other resources, right? But he's basically using hand motions like the modern Mr. Bean, and he's basically what that allows him to do is appeal to a wider audience, because if you're not using words, it doesn't matter what language you speak, you understand his comedy. So that's why I wanted to show it earlier if you missed it, just so you could get an idea of what his comedy or what his content looked like if you haven't seen him, right? Then and you could be able to see, okay, wow, this has a mass appeal to a wider audience. And what does that mean for us and people as content creators in general, not just you and I, Trey, but like anybody listening here? How do you want to be able to appeal to a wide audience? How can you capture that? Well, Khaby shows you right here how to do that.
yeah, because the more different things you start adding in, the less you'll appeal to a larger audience, right? And one of them that you said was voice. When you think about voice, like for whatever reason, someone could be like, ugh, I don't like the way his voice sounds, or ugh, I don't like the way her voice sounds. And you don't even have the opportunity to be able to interact with that person just because of how you sound, which you can't control. So the less controls that you have there, that's the more wider that audience can get. So yeah, if you're only reacting to certain situations and there's no voice, no sound, just maybe music. Well, now if you added in music, okay, that's one more variable. But if you're adding in popular music, okay, well, it's still a broad audience. So yeah, it's pretty smart on that front for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And let us know in the chat your thoughts on this. Again, the reason why we talked about this story is because, for one, this has to do with AI, right? And what we kind of were talking about last week about the trends that are going to be happening soon. We're going to start seeing a lot more people saying, hey, the technology is getting better. I'd rather sit here pretty while you leverage my IP to be able to build stuff around me. We're going to see it more and more. Because again, AI, especially when it comes to what's happening right now with content, is progressing at a rapid rate. So Stay locked in, stay tuned in. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this. If you have any thoughts, go ahead and share it in the comment section. Again, OTTO is in the building, y'all. So give them some love. Operation Tech Takeover. Peace and blessings again, fellas. Really appreciate you. Thank you for everybody else for commenting as well and rocking with us on this episode of Talk That Tech. Now, if you have not been familiar, we also have the Tech Wire here. Now, the Tech Wire is a show that's brought to you by SecureTheBadge.com. Again, SecureTheBadge.com. You can check it out after the show, but basically it's an ultimate guide for upcoming tech events. In fact, you don't have to go anywhere because we're going to show you how it looks right here and right now. So if you look on the screen here, you can see the February events that they have coming up. Just a few with IT Expo in Fort Lauderdale, Bay of STEM Conference, and Flourish Media Conference, as well as the Creator Summit 2026 in Atlanta, Georgia. So if you're in Miami, Florida, Baltimore, or Atlanta, you can check out these events. There's tons in March, though. The South by Southwest, BlurCon is coming up in Virginia, Inclusion and Impact, Enterprise Connect, Women of Power Summit. Tons of these different events are happening right now. And so you also have the Team Summit. You also have Tampa Bay Tech Week. Few other things that are going on there, right? And so you definitely want to check this out for yourself. But there's also a community. There's also a community that's going on there where people are. now my voice is acting funny. There's a community out there, y'all. In regards to just people really kind of not only being a part of the community and sharing their thoughts, but they're able to sign to be speakers at certain events. they're able to get free tickets on Tuesday. So tomorrow is the day, Tuesday. So you want to definitely look into this. Go to securethebadge.com, check out the website, join the community. And it literally, even though it's a fee to join the community, it pays for itself. So let me give you an example of that. Imagine you're looking to go to one of the largest events called Afrotech, excuse me. And then you go to Afrotech, you spending what? $1,200, $1,300, maybe,
Easy.
Easily, right? And then if you are be a part of this community, it first come first serve basis, but the community is small enough where a lot of people are getting tickets pretty much right away, and then you're able to go to that conference and not and literally have not to pay for it. So there's happening every Tuesday. They're dropping free tickets, so you definitely want to join that, be a part of the community, connect with other people. There's also networking events that they do live on Saturdays as well, where you can join with other people there, make connections, and you never know where those connections can lead. So definitely check out Secure the Badge, again, securethebadge.com for more. Now, before we move on to the next segment, OTTO got a question, had a statement here. He said, with him using his hands and facial expressions, I hope he has everything insured just like the hand and feet models. That is a great point. That is a very great point.
Interesting. They don't. I did look it up. It's not known if he has or not, but like you mentioned, hand, feet models as well, but also normally they said it's typically reserved for actors, musicians, or athletes, but who knows, creators might jump in there. And then they also mentioned the company that normally does that is Lloyd's of London, and they insure almost anything, but generally for the right client and the right price. So it's possible he could break the mold for creators, man, and put them in there with all the actors, musicians, athletes, and models. But I think one that, who is that? I can't think of the people who I remember who have it, but I think Mariah Carey, stuff like that, But we'll see. As of right now, it doesn't look like he has it insured though, or has them insured. But.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, funny enough, he did do a cameo on Bad Boys Ride or Die, so maybe he does have it insured. And he did his famous in the movie, so I thought that was funny. But like, so I definitely would.
Bro, I just looked. Mariah Carey has her legs insured for $35 million, and then a separate $35 million for her voice and that was for a specific tour. So, yeah. But either way, first of all, for your legs, it's probably because, look, don't get mad at me, okay? But there's some of us whose skin does not do well in the later years, and so how does that work? Like, is it only for a certain amount of time? Because we know them legs gonna go down. I don't know what they look like, but as you get in the later years, they're gonna go down. Is that when you cash out? How does that work?
I mean, listen, if somebody has familiarity with it, I definitely would ask. But I'm assuming if it's something that you can't use your legs, when your legs don't work like they used to before.
All right, so it's not if they start sagging and bagging. Okay,
it's like more like an amputee situation.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's more like it gets along those lines, because if you can't move, right? Like she may not be able to perform like she used to, or she loses her voice completely.
She ain't moving anyway, man. Roll up on a wheelchair. She's sitting right there. She don't do moves.
She don't do a lot more that she used to, but Operation take over laughing. He's like, oh my gosh, oh yeah,
my bad, y'all.
Times have changed. Times have changed for sure. Times have changed for her for sure. But like, you know what? It's gonna happen to us all eventually. We're gonna slow down a little bit, and things are gonna get a little interesting. How we move.
Some of us it moves a lot faster, even though the age is right there. But
oh man, well, no man, we definitely appreciate you guys rocking with us. Like I said earlier, thank you so much. And if you want to go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. It don't cost much, but we just definitely appreciate it for sure. Now we want to talk about a topic that I found very interesting, and it's going to affect a lot of people. So we already are in this place where we're dealing with tariffs. We're in this place where we're dealing with just a lot of change, inflation, so on and so forth. It's time, and I'm hearing it in the Buffalo. It's time from the boxer announcer. Oh man, well it's time. I understand that. I understand what you mean. But let's talk about this conversation here. I think it's really something that we could definitely dive into. And Apple is a good example of this. It's called an AI-driven memory squeeze. So I know OTTO, you know about this as well, but definitely wanted to just share about this. Apple is running into a problem that a lot of other people are doing it, but because they are larger, like we said, when Manga or Fang, what they used to be called, when they sneeze, everybody else catches a cold. So Apple's running into a problem. Yeah, yeah, man. Apple's running into a problem it can't design its way out of, which is memory chips are getting expensive and scarce, right? Now we know why that is. AI data centers are taking priority, so they're taking up all the chips. That's forcing Apple into a tough trade-off in iPhone when it comes to 2026 and beyond, maybe with lower margin, higher prices on or fewer units. So they got to choose which poison that they're going to take, basically. Tim Cook has even confirmed that a global memory shortage is already limiting how many iPhones Apple can produce, even though demand is strong. So the bottleneck isn't CPUs per se, it's it's DRAM or NAND memory, right? Which every iPhone needs. Suppliers are diverting capacity away from consumer memory towards AI grade memory, leaving Apple with less supply flexibility. So TD Cohen estimates that Apple's memory costs could rise 25% in the first half of 2026 alone. Let that sink in. 25%, not 10%, 25%, a quarter percent. And after a strong holiday quarter, Apple's channel inventory is already lean, meaning it's now in supply chase mode. Demand exists, but supply may not. And so, bottom line, Apple may not be able to make as many iPhones as it wants at the prices once, which is causing this memory crunch right now. So 70% of new memory output in 2026 is expected to go into AI data centers. So let me say that again. 70% of new memory output, these chips, these DRAM, the specific ones that we're talking about here, again, is DRAM and NAND memory. They're going into AI data centers because they need it. The infrastructure needs it, right? Memory makers like Samsung, SK Hynix, and Micron are prioritizing HBM, which is high bandwidth memory for AI accelerators. One HBM wafer can displace two or more traditional DRAM wafers, shrinking the total supply for consumer devices. And because of the strategic relocation, not a temporary factory issue, the tightness could last well into 2026. So keep your eyes out if some things you might want to buy now than later. AI servers are also eating the memory supply first, right? Phones get what's left. Apple's tough choices are now getting to the point where they have to decide: do we absorb a cost? Do we have lower iPhone margins, hits proper profitability, and not typical Apple behavior, which they normally do? Do we raise the prices or do we limit the volume? Now, this is not just an Apple problem, like I was saying earlier. This is an industry-wide squeeze where IDC warns in 2026 will be a year of pricing pressure for phones and for PCs. Samsung, SK Hynix says mobile and PC customers are already struggling to secure memory, as you can see that already happening. And some Chinese smartphone brands have faced DRAM price hikes for up to 50%. That's going to affect how you can buy stuff right now. You might want to buy your Christmas presents early. Let's just put it like that. And that are sitting on about 2 months or less of inventory, and have to cut shipment targets or pause orders altogether. So this basically what this is forecasting right now is that the global smartphone market could shrink to 5% in 2026 due to costs and supply pressures. Now, what does that mean for consumers like us in 2026? I'm glad you asked. If you're buying a phone this year, expect that the prices are going to be higher, like we mentioned. There could be a lot of weaker promotions and fewer discounts, and there's going to be strong storage and RAM tiers that may cost or more and be harder to find, basically. So the big picture is AI isn't just changing software, it's rewiring hardware economics. Memory is becoming a strategic resource. Data centers are bidding consumer devices, and even Apple can't fully shield itself from what is to come. So listen, y'all, we definitely want to hear your thoughts on this because this topic is going to be affecting a lot of people, especially if you work in the tech industry, and especially with what's going on right now. There's going to be some sort of changes that's going to happen. Will this change affect jobs? Will this change affect other things? This ripple effect because of the demand of memory chips, or like we like to say here, because we don't preach doom and gloom necessarily. Where is the opportunity in this? If there is an opportunity, how can you and I look to pivot ourselves to capitalize? So yeah. Also, would this change, kind of like what happened with BlackBerry? Would this change how we look at smartphones in general? Because some people are thinking, and I'm one of the people in that band camp, that the smartphone as this handheld device is kind of coming towards its end, and we might actually be pivoting to other forms of communication, whether it's through our glasses or whatever the case may be. That might be a real thing. But what I want to get your thoughts on that, let's do in the comment section below. And I want to also, if you haven't seen it, I'm going to drop the link as well. It must be 18 years or older to call in, but I'm going to drop that link again and let us know your thoughts on this topic.
Who would have known? Who would have known we would have had to say something like that? Must be 18 years old to call in.
Hey, listen, I want to make sure that, or at least get permission from your parents.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
everybody about to go back to flip phones with FedTel.
That's hilarious. I don't know.
Get your razors back. Where's your razors at?
I don't know if I can go back to the flip joint, man. Although razor, that coming up, that was the favorite of all time. That was the one, the original razor. I don't know. I actually did love my Sidekick though. I did love that. So that I could go back to something like that with an upgraded camera because the camera was dude. Yeah. I didn't have the swivel joint. I had the Sidekick slide.
The slide. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I'm in class playing a secret game on there. You had to hit a certain few buttons, doot, and then boom, secret game pop up. I'm on the snow slopes in the classroom. But anyway, but I don't know. As y'all know, I hopped off. I didn't actually hop off. My Google Chrome crashed, and I had to hop on ChatGPT Atlas. So that's what I'm on now. I don't know what happened with Google Chrome, but yeah, I froze up and it just crashed on me. But either way, that's why I test them all. Y'all know I have them all. And so right now, Atlas is doing this thing. I like the way it looks. Might be staying on that. But yeah, I didn't get to hear the full thing, bro. I really didn't because I was frozen.
Worries.
But at the end of the day, what I did hear is they're in trouble because they don't have enough. They're running into a shortage, and so trying to figure out what they're gonna do. Yeah. Even though or maybe, who knows? Did you say they have to limit the number of iPhones that they can make?
There's a couple of different options for Apple and other players as well. And what we might see is higher prices.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah.
Weaker promos. So they're like, okay, we have this phone, don't buy it. not everybody at one time. But and then they might have like storage and then RAM tiers. So we already see that with Google as well. Those kind of tiers where like, okay, you pay more for this, pay more for that, pay more for that. We're probably gonna see a lot more of it. It's gonna get a lot more stringent because of the shortages, because everything's going to these data centers. OTTO in the building. Good morning. Morning.
Peace and blessings, my brother. How y'all doing?
Good.
Peace and blessings.
Hey Trey, I'll go back to the sidekick now. T-Mobile might
Yeah.
actually get me back. If they,
Hey,
yeah,
that's
I'll
what I
go back to
said.
the sidekick, brother. I'm
Hey,
trying to tell
I
you.
was on T-Mobile when my parents, they was on Verizon all their life, and
Yeah.
they was like, yo, if you want another phone, you're gonna have to pay for it yourself. And I'm like, well, I'm going to T-Mobile because they the
Right.
cheapest. I ain't know.
He
Facts.
said,
I'm
I'm
in high
here.
Facts.
school. I want a new phone, man. I'm using my whole check just to get the sidekick. Hey, but when I popped up at the school,
I already
Everybody's like,
know.
"Oh, you got it."
I
hey,
already know.
but
Plus, I know you was fly. You
hey,
know how
man,
Trey do it. You know
hey,
Trey came
man.
through fly.
I don't know what you talking about. All I know is at the end of the year, they was like, "Hey, we want to give best dressed too." No, I'm joking.
Right.
I mean, I did get it, but I appreciate you, my boy. Appreciate you.
Yeah, you already know. But Joe, to what you was talking about earlier, Joe, I think that might affect the glasses and stuff because you got to think the RAMs and stuff is also inside the glasses too.
Oh
Now it may
yeah,
not be as much, but it's going to drive the prices of the glasses up too. So any kind of smart device, I mean, that's going to go into everything from your Nest thermostats to you name it, anything that's a smart device.
Yeah,
Your Amazon homes, everything is going to
go
go
up.
up because you're taking away from the market and everybody's on this AI boom. So nobody's gonna say, you know what, maybe we should keep in the regular market too and keep a share in that too. Now, if things start to calm down, everybody's probably gonna wish they did kind of keep their market leader in that or some form of it. But right
Yeah,
now, nobody cares about that. Everybody's just worried about AI. So they're all going to push for that. So that's going to drive the price for everything up. Unfortunately for us right now.
yeah. No,
yeah,
that sounds spot on, bro. Sounds spot on. Because
agreed.
you don't think about it until you sit back and think about it. Yeah, it's in almost everything, or
Yep.
it is in everything. So um, the winners will probably be the ones who can stay in a good, healthy medium. Like, yo, this is quality, but also a healthy price range.
Exactly.
They'll probably spend get a lot of units done, and then the people at the very top tier, a certain select ones will continue to get that business because people are like, yo, well, this is what I've always done. I don't care what they go to. I'm going with them because I know them.
Hmm.
So
And
Right.
also, I'm
it'll be
thinking
interesting.
too. Yeah, and I'm gonna pass it right back to you to OTTO. I'm
Right.
also thinking too, like there's gonna be opportunity for somebody to figure out like how they can either create a new type of memory or something like that, or just a way to like improve the quality of the chip
Yeah.
or the quantity of chips. I mean, and then all of a sudden there's somebody else that could probably create a brand new market because listen, AI is not going away. you know, if you have companies that like Amazon who are literally, unfortunately, cutting the workforce to really employ AI agents to do certain things that they feel like the workforce can do, it's not going away. So the demand is going to be there. Now, who's going to meet the demand? That's the question. OTTO, right back to you because you're going to say something.
Yeah, no, that's spot on, Joe. And also, this is also going to play into your networking because if you think about it, the people who have great networks are going to be able to tap in and still be able to lock in something that they may not be able to lock in as much as they used to. But those people who've developed those great relationships over years are still going to have access to some chips and some memory. You know what I mean? Where others who are brand new trying to come in or trying to reach out, they don't have those relationships. They're not going to be high priority on getting chips. They're going to have to have wait times and things like that. And I also agree with you on what you said with that, Joe, about somebody stepping up and creating something new or taking old technology and be able to revamp it. But that's something that is also a great idea. But those companies like Amazon, they're going to feel that pinch too because yeah, they're getting rid of all these workers and using these robots and AI for everything. Well, that's fine and dandy. But if you're using everything on your cloud platform and building these data centers, you got to remember your robots are going to take some of that stuff too. How else they're going to operate? So that means price is going to go up for that too. So the price of building these robots and these humanoids to do this work is also going to go up, because then you have to decide, where's the money going to go? Is it going to go into the chips for the cloud, or is it going to go into our humanoids and our robots? So that they're going to feel that pinch too. It's not just going to be us.
Yeah.
And I wonder if they were talking about this at CES. I'm assuming they were, but I know NVIDIA had opportunity to talk and share, and I thank you and congratulations for those who have those stocks locked in already, because the demand is going to get higher than it already is. So we got to see how that pivot's going to look, overall. What we could say, Trey, I think I cut you off.
No, you didn't. I was just, I was, agreeing and what he was saying, but the other side is, that I really do like what you said about it possibly making someone else, pop up with, hey, here's a different type, or here's something else that is very comfortable, because, in the spirit of Black history, great things normally come out of constraint and forcing you to think a little bit different or a little outside of the box. That's where innovative things come in, right? And stuff like that. So it's possible that someone will come up with a way. They're in the lab right now, creating and figuring it out. And then it's going to be right on time.
You better talk ed tech, Troy.
Hey, man. It happens.
Yeah, man. No, definitely appreciate, man, like as always, for you jumping on. And maybe there's somebody out there who is already doing it, and we just don't know. And we just gotta keep our eyes on the eyes peeled out, looking for that. And if we find out, we'll definitely let you know, and share that conversation with you for sure. So, because we also, I don't know if we talked about quantum chips yet here, but there's also different things that are percolating. So we'll see about that for sure. OTTO, brother, let me know if you have anything else you want to share or talk about, and we definitely want to hear from you.
Yeah, just two quick things. One,
yes, sir.
Kind of like what you said earlier, about the revamp and kind of what we touched on. I mean, look at China with like DeepSeek. You know what I mean? Like they use the old chips from NVIDIA to kind of go through and kind of do their thing. It could be the same thing, man. Somebody can take some old technology, some old RAM, see if there's a way to reconfigure it, make it better. So you don't always have to start over and reinvent the wheel. Sometimes you just got to take the existing technology and just figure out how to rework it. So that's an opportunity for somebody also to do, is just to, instead of trying to start over and brand new and fresh. So if there's a way you can take that old RAM you have and revamp it. And then also, what I was going to say is what you initially said. If this is something you're thinking about doing and you're thinking about making a switch with all this rush going on, I know it's not the sexiest thing that everybody talks about, but with these data centers, you might want to look into networking, because with everything popping up, these centers popping up, you're probably going to be safe for a while as far as job wise. If you're thinking about making a transition over to tech and you can't figure out anything else you want to do, or you don't think anything suits you, you might want to look at networking, because you're probably going to have a job for a while, because as long as these data centers are popping up, they're going to need people to put this stuff in place. They can't just drop it in and just start running and gunning. They're going to need help put these things in, and you can probably name your price and get you a nice little bag, what I'm saying, before the data center rush is over with. It's probably not going to be over with for a while. Not at the rate we're going and improving AI and the way AI is improving, we're going to need more and more centers put up. So if you're thinking about switching, you might want to look into it.
100.
That's on point. That's on point, especially what we've been preaching about. Just the what was a $500 billion deal for data centers, I think, with one of the and they were coming together, the big boys.
I believe that's what it was.
Yo, and that, so when you see money like that is being spent, if you just took like a 0.00001% of that, let's say as a network marketer, let's even go beyond any tech related stuff, plumbing, HVAC. You know what I mean? I heard, like, I think you were talking about it, where there was somebody that who was like, man, I wish I could get in there, because some of the big guys are getting those contracts, versus the mom and pops. But still, like, going back to also what OTTO said, it's who you know. So if you're building your network, if you're be able to build your skill set and your network at the same time, and now you're sharing what you're working on and what you're doing, and say, hey, you know what, I might know somebody who actually could use your expertise. And all of a sudden, you're positioning yourself to actually do something pretty dope within the AI data center space. Again, a booming industry. Like they're bringing back nuclear power for it. Like it's pretty insane what's going on there, right? Like
Yeah.
like think about it. Think about it for yourself, for sure.
No, that's a fact.
Yeah, absolutely, man. OTTO, appreciate you, man. Any last words before you hop, or you can stay on? It's up to you.
Nah, I just appreciate you brothers coming in, you know what I'm saying, every Monday morning and doing this, man, and giving back to the people, man. So, nah, salute to you guys. Appreciate everything you all do. Ralph, my dog, also, man,
Mhm.
just a great bunch of fellas, man, really trying to put our people up on game, man. And I'm grateful to call you all my friends and to be a part of this movement that you guys are creating. So, people listen. These brothers are trying to give you out a game. If nothing else, man, just go back and watch these episodes. You're gonna learn something. Just open your ears, keep, you know what I'm saying, open your eyes. You learn more when you talk less.
Oh, appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
I'll say it
Appreciate that.
myself. We're just trying to lead the thirsty to the brook and get some water. But I appreciate that absolutely, as always. Thank you so much again for rocking with us, and everybody on this episode of Talk That Tech. We appreciate you. Like I said before, if you have not done it already, what would really help us out if you go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, as it will help us to push the message forward. So you can go ahead and do that for yourself. And I'm gonna even put in the chat too, if you want to go ahead and check out securethebadge.com if you want to join the not only join find out about tech events, but join the community, be able to get up on game when it comes to speaking at events, as well as being able to go ahead and get free tickets. Free ticket Tuesdays tomorrow. So definitely lock in there and find out more about how you can get your free tickets. We're gonna wrap up the show with our brown box special, y'all. The brown box special is here, and if you're not familiar with it, it's basically when we talk about any particular stories where somebody has to laugh, cry, or or just even laugh again about being laid off, fired, or unfortunately quitting their jobs, right? So we're gonna have stories about that. And this is a credit to Reddit right here. This person said our software company of 130 employees got bought by a much larger IT company, around 13,000 employees. So literally 100% more. We got rolled into one of their enterprise level software platform groups. I had a 1-year contract where they couldn't fire me, but I couldn't quit. The first assigning, that was tough, right? They first assigned me to the division office. I'm in sales and live nowhere near their offices. All remote conversations. After a few months, they decided I should be working at the regional office. Same building, different floor. Took a month for the paperwork to go through. The regional manager subsequently decided I fit better at the internet division. Another month to move me. During this whole time, I started my own IT support company. I've got their laptop on my desk right next to my gear. On day 366, I get the call informing me that sadly I am not a fit, but they'll be sending me the sizable severance check and 6 months insurance coverage pre the buyout agreement. So they was waiting for that contract to be done.
Oh yeah.
Took the money and didn't look back. Ran my own company for 17 years until we sold it to a competitor. Look at that. So 17. So listen, sometimes you gotta play the waiting game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Play the waiting game.
When you can look far enough down the line, and okay, look, either way, because then it becomes a thing where, all right, I'll ride this ship until either they go ahead and do what they did, or if they like start acting up, all right, hey, look, I'm out. You
And I
know,
love
but
it.
ultimately
Yeah.
he was able to build that on alongside.
Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback. I want to emphasize what you just said. He said during the whole time I started my own IT support company because he knew his contract would be up in a year. He
Yeah.
didn't know. I don't know if he knew that they would like fire him the next day after it, but
No, probably not.
but he knew that would be up in a year, and so he decided to really kind of say, you know, I'm gonna hedge my bets, and I'm gonna wait this thing out. And man, a sizable severance check is. He's like, now I can put that back in my business, and or I can at least keep me afloat while I build my business. And
100.
for running to 17 years, that's inspiring. That's inspiring for anybody who could say, man, if I see the writing on the wall, maybe it's a pip, maybe it's whatever. If I can see the writing on the wall and I can pivot and try to build something alongside my business, which is your number one investor, as people say, then I could have something really good come out of it. So this is a great example of that. Oh, we got Reese in the building. Good morning.
Hey.
Oh, I'm late and I missed most of the show. No worries. That's what we got the replays for. So you're all good.
We
You're all good.
appreciate you though. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man. You about to say something before I
No, I
into
wasn't.
Reese.
I wasn't.
Oh, you know? Oh, okay. I
Nah.
thought I heard something. I'll be hearing stuff. What's going on? Maybe the walls are too
The
thin.
Lord. It ain't me.
Oh man. Well, listen, y'all. We definitely appreciate you for rocking with us on this episode of Talk That Tech. We definitely have had a great conversation, and we're gonna dive into some more next week, God willing, if we're still here and breathing, right? But absolutely, man. I want to say thank you all so much for rocking with us. Again, this is on Talk That Tech, the
number one tech morning show in the world. We'll see y'all next week, baby.
Yeah, peace and elbow grease.